More
And
team fighting, the better.
we are in the draft.
Yes.
So MMR hell. What can they ban to improve their chances of getting out of MMR hell?
Poor Ray God.
Oh
Until
my.
next week, Josh. Until next week.
Yeah, I mean, the ancestral nerf is really heavy-handed, but the
Yeah,
bloodlust buff, come on.
kind of.
I
A
love
little bit.
bloodlust. I love bloodlust. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go one. I'm
I
gonna go
mean,
one.
I'm a big fan of Bloodlust too. Don't get me wrong, but I don't feel the ancestral nerf was justified. And
And we
Li
have,
Ming, hey, who would have thought we'd see these two banned, Josh?
I think like right now these are pretty much most common first bans, and a Kale Foss first pick.
Whoa, haven't
What
seen
year
that
is
in a
it?
while.
What year is
What
it?
year is it?
Oh
And then
wow.
countered by the much more common Jaina first pick on
Yeah.
Lester P. Beerson's
That's
side.
that's a good pick from Lester P. Beersons because you want to get some burst damage. Leeming's off the table. Kael'thas is taken, so if you don't pick Jaina, there's a good chance she either gets picked or banned.
Yep.
So smart move to pick that up.
I think
Uh,
other than Li Ming, she's basically considered top burst right now.
yeah, no, I would say so.
And a great Thrall pickup too. I mean, he's considered extremely strong, great solo laner. Sundering can be very game changing, huge disruption. Fantastic pick.
Yeah, I mean that's a really strong lineup for Lester P. Beersons, and already we see a Zagara picked here for MMR Hell. I like Zagara a lot. I wonder if they will pick a support or a warrior now, so that they can limit the options of Lester
Hmm.
P. Beersons
Yeah,
going
before
into
the
the
second
second
ban
half.
phase.
And we do
And
get a
you're
Merlin.
right. Yep, you're absolutely right. Murden picked up. Great warrior. Probably one of the top three right now. Just an amazing presence. Stun, leap, lots of health. And like you said, the Zagara pickup is great. If they didn't pick it up, it would have gotten picked up by Lester P. Beersons or banned. Because it's her and Thrall right now. Those are your solo laners. They're both great pushers. They're both great team fighters. They both can have basically game-changing ults.
I really feel too like Jaina Zagara is an underrated combination. Because if you hit a big maw, everybody in that maw is going to get hit at least once by Blizzard, probably
Oh
twice.
yeah,
And that guaranteeing Blizzard damage like that is really scary, especially if you don't have a solid way to deal with it. Lester P. Beerson's banning Diablo, so
interesting.
maybe afraid of the double tank action. I'm not really
Yeah,
sure if that's what MMR Hell was going for, but
I'm not gonna lie. I've never seen a Diablo Muradin drafted together.
it's been a while since I've seen it. Like it used to be something you could do, but I like haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah, so that's interesting, and I feel like they kind of limited their tank choices a little bit with that, especially since they get first pick going into this second round. MMR Hell does ban Uther, so keeping that Divine Shield away, and dang, Lester P. Beerson's knowing exactly what they want with the really fast Tyrande Falstad grab.
That is a great damage lineup for Lester P.
Oh,
Beersons. I mean,
fantastic.
look at that. I mean, that's pretty meta
Yeah.
overall.
I love Falstad on this map too, because he's got so
Yes.
much mobility. He can get to the altars, but he can stay in lane until the last possible second if he needs to.
Really, I mean, the comp from Lester P. Beersons that we're seeing here is going to need to guarantee a really early kill. Like a protracted team fight is not in their favor, and now it's even less in their favor with Lunara on the table. Although she is potentially a good target to pick off early.
Yeah, I agree, but I definitely think right now that MMR Hell probably has a better poke comp than Lester P. Beerson's does. It's going to be interesting because both teams have decent poke, but Lester P. Beerson's right now only has Tyrande, and unless they don't want to tank, it's going to be a solo healing Tyrande. So they're going to have to be really careful about taking a bunch of damage because she just can't heal through tons.
Yeah, and we have a Johanna pickup as the last pick for Lester P. Beersons. That's following a Malfurion as the healer for MMR Hell. I'm not sure that I like the Malfurion against such a
No.
burst focused composition here. Like this,
Yeah.
and honestly, it kind of sucks, but MMR Hell sort of did this to themselves. They banned Uther at the midway point, and they knew that there was a strong chance Lester P. Beersons was going to pick their support. And banning Uther, now they have to play with Malfurion. Maybe that's their preference. Like,
Maybe.
we don't know.
Maybe.
But
I honestly feel like a medic might have been a little stronger
I would have loved that.
with this comp. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how it does. Both teams are gonna have to be very careful with their heals and with the damage they take. I do like the Johanna pick though. It's a very strong warrior with this burst heavy comp. Alright, let's get this thing going. We could talk about the draft all day, or we could just watch it play out in action.
We should probably do the latter because I think these people are here to play.
If you want to go Theorycraft all day, you can go to Top Drafter and judge the draft for yourself.
Yeah, you could probably find this draft. You don't actually get to search for a specific draft, but it gives you a random draft. So it's possible you could come across this draft.
Yeah.
And you could chime in on your own and let us know what you think.
That's right.
Although, unfortunately, you would be biased because you'll be able to see the end of the game. So,
yeah. So no cheating, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
Seriously. Okay, everybody is readying up. We're almost there. 10 of 10. Oh my gosh, let's get this thing going.
I'm ready.
Towers of Doom, MMR Hell versus Lester P. Beersons.
I really am interested to see the Lunara. I love Lunara. She's one of my favorite ranged assassins in the game. Especially after the fixes to her auto attacks, which were infuriating before the fix.
So here's a mental note, Josh.
All right.
You think we might see Kael'thas take Pyroblast, seeing as only Jaina has something that can negate it?
I like the idea of taking Pyroblast because Tyrande is in constant danger of being killed by it, and she represents the only reliable source of healing for most of the team. Like Thrall can heal himself, kind of. Johanna.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, I honestly, I would love to see it. I think it's actually a really good idea to go for it.
I'd say it's very viable.
Especially if early talent picks from Tyrande demonstrate that she is not going too heavily into survivability. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah,
but I think
Jaina is the only one that's got the instant out for it.
Yeah, no, that's a good point, TBK. I hope we do see it.
Okay, so on MMR Hell sides, we have B Mills on Kael'thas. Dande? Stande?
I think it's Descende.
Descende on Malfurion. He's spinning in circles. It's really hard to read. Shurayuki on 7 on Lunara.
10 seconds.
Up OG Spacely on Zagara. And Kever.
It's Kevlar.
Dang it!
Oh,
You're so much
yeah.
better at these. I can't read numbers.
It's good. And then on the side of the Lester P. Beersons, we've got LPB Faded on Jaina, Mothman on Tyrande, I like that name, Yang Drew on Thrall, Hoagie on Falstad, and Journey 1 on Johanna. So...
Got a little party in the middle from Lester P. Beersons right now. Looks like Thrall will be going bottom. We got a 3-lane bot, actually, by MMR Hell.
Yep, and already you see Jaina. Oh, well, Jaina's actually spotted by the Wisp, but doesn't realize it. Okay, there we go. So they were well aware of that flank.
Yeah, and that was actually a really, really good use of the Wisp, because that definitely stopped the potential gank from happening, seeing as 4 members from Lester P. Beersons are on the bottom now. And interestingly enough, Falstad is going to be laning against Zagara, at least for the time. That seems like a little bit of a waste of their Thrall.
Yeah, and actually, as you say that, Thrall is rotating up, and I think we might just see a swap here. Yeah, that is actually what's happening.
Yep. And that's a good call by them, because Thrall is probably the best lane counter they have to that Zagara, because he's got that self-sustain, he's got a lot of damage, he's got some good lane push. Yeah, good call by there.
Yeah, and Falseye was able to just fly bottom, too, so really no harm done there. Nothing too crazy in talents, TBK, although we do see natural perspective picked up for Lunar, which reveals enemies affected by her dot for the duration.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, and if you think about it, vision is king.
Yes.
If you know where your enemy is, you can react accordingly. So, not necessarily a bad pick. First altar is spawning in about 10 seconds. the owl coming out from Tyrande to reveal MMR Hell. So, they're probably still going to be a pretty big fight over this, though.
Yep. MMR Hell just moving around. They're actually doing a good job of zoning out. Thrall is just moving around near the top. Nothing yet. Johanna goes in. Murden getting blown up. He jumps out.
Wow, so much damage going out into Murden. He's going to have to back off. And but I mean, look at Johanna. Johanna's getting super low too. Has to pop that unstoppable. And now both teams just super low, poking back and forth.
Yeah, there is a ton of poke going both ways here. Lunara very healthy, which is good for that team because she can definitely put down some safe poke. Zagara begins channeling, gets hit by the owl. Stormbolt misses from Kevlar. And again, it's just poking around this altar. No direct engagement yet from either side.
Well, that's the really good thing about Lester P. Beersons is they've really got so much good poke just to keep the enemy team off that altar for as long as they need to, really.
And that Jaina is doing so much damage.
Oh, yeah. MMR Hell trying to, but man, Lunara's getting super low, and this is just a poke back and forth. Zagara does die. Thrall kills her off, and so it looks like MMR Hell is going to have to back off. Falstad flies in, so much damage going out into Malfurion, but he doesn't quite get him, and Kevlar is going to escape too. Oh, that's got to be super disappointing for Falstad.
A great save by Kevlar to land the Stormbolt and let Malfurion get away, so good job there. But yeah, overall, losing Zagara was... it was just an inopportune time, and she really shouldn't be away from the fight trying to 1v1 Thrall. So
no, if in a close quarters combat, Thrall will win probably 90% of the time.
Yeah, it's kind of an unfortunate decision to stray from the rest of the team. But again, in the top lane, we have Zagara versus Thrall, like you said.
And do you think that team fight is a little bit of a foreshadowing of what we're going to see all game? Just a lot of poking back and forth?
I think that you're going to see that Malfurion is going to do a good job of negating some of that later on with Tranquility, so I'll be interested to see. I honestly think that things will get a little bit better for
Oh,
MMR.
Zagara getting super low, up top, Thrall chasing her down. The Chain Lightning, not quite enough to finish her off, but man, he is going super aggressive in that top lane.
Yeah, and honestly, he can afford to. It is a really good matchup for Thrall. Like, unlike most matchups for Zagara, Thrall can really throw down the burst, and you know it's a dangerous lane. If you get rooted as Zagara, it's dangerous. If you don't have creep spread, then you can just get run down. So.
Yeah, Lester P. Beersons going ahead and taking their Merc camp real fast, which is actually a great pickup as the altars are spawning in about 20 seconds, middle and bottom now. So. There might see some split team fighting.
MMR Hell needs to make sure they get 7 before they put over these altars. That shouldn't be an issue, and they do actually hit 7 as I say that. For the moment, very damage-focused Tyrande build, actually. 2 Owl Talents of battle momentum.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I mean, if MMR Hell's watching this, they can take advantage of this just with that poke, because the Tyrande's not going to be able to keep up as the game progresses.
Yep, and like you said, here's that poke. Yang Drew on Thrall just going after Zagara. They seem really focused on just zoning her out. The Hydra is not doing a ton of damage. Johanna just zoning the enemy team.
Yeah, and on the bottom, we just have a little Lunara Falstad dance party.
That's an interesting fight.
Oh, no. Zagara creeps barely keeping her out of Johanna's Condemn, but Kael'thas does come down, and they manage to kill that Falstad off, and they're going to secure that bottom altar.
Yeah, meanwhile, it looks like they've lost the middle altar as a result of losing Muradin there. Kael'thas actually comes in, pokes the altar. They're gonna try it here, even though they're down.
Yeah, I mean, they have the poke, but, oh man, B. Mills is going to have to be really careful. Jaina just doing so much burst on that Kael'thas. Zagara gets rooted, but the counter root from Malfurion just holds Thrall in place long enough to destroy him. Falstad comes in, lots of damage, destroys Malfurion. And man, this is just another massive poke fight back and forth.
I think at this point, Lester P. Beersons, wow, but no, they're actually getting driven back. Murden is respawned. Falstad very low on health, trying to get away. The Banelings aren't going to hit him.
And the Owl comes out to just stop it again. This is absolutely insane, but it looks like they will manage to pick that middle altar up.
There were so many little turning points in that fight, TBK. The Malfurion roots, a big one. Rooting that Thrall as he went in on the Zagara, and
it was beautiful.
Securing the kill, yeah.
Yeah, that was great job by that Malfurion to actually get that done, because otherwise I think Zagara would have been toast.
Yeah, that Doomhammer hits pretty hard, I hear, so I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of it. And Malfurion doing a good job. Sometimes the best way to heal your teammates is to make sure they don't get damaged in the first place. And
that's right.
That's exactly what happened.
I mean, you've got to work around your limitations, because both teams' healers will have limitations just from the heal over time of Malfurion and just the lesser heals. And oh, Johanna comes in, so much damage going out onto Malfurion right now. He does go down. Falstad getting very low. So much poison damage from Lunara, but it looks like he will be able to escape. Great rotation there by Lester P. Beersons, and they hit 10, almost a full level ahead of MMR Hell.
And really, all the heroics are pretty much what you expect. We have Water Elemental from Janus, and she's pretty much the one here on this team where you're not sure which one she would take. As much as I want to see Falling Sword, it just hasn't happened. And that last team fight was actually in the top. Kael'thas gets rooted by Thrall. Oh, manages to use the stun to get away. Yeah.
Man, a gravity lapse at the last moment to stay alive. And they do manage to hit 10 without getting engaged upon. So, Maw, Tranquility, it's Phoenix. I'm a little disappointed. Not gonna lie.
That last team fight was actually doubly bad for MMR Hell, because not only did they lose somebody by being ganked in the bottom lane, but Zagara actually left. Like, they sniffed out the rotation. Zagara left and started going towards it, but didn't get there in time. So they lost a lot of soak top, and now they're thankfully on the same talent tier. They are still behind a level. And the fight around bottom already starting here. Murden trying to zone out. Phoenix goes down. Lunara gets hit by the blind, and Water Elemental comes out.
Oh man, that was a beautiful gravity lapse by Kael'thas onto that Jaina. She's so low now, and now Kevlar is just pushing her back ridiculously. Ma goes out onto two people, and Lunara looks like she'll be able to get the channel off. Oh my gosh, Sundering goes in, knocks two people back, but the battle's over. The altar's already been taken by MMR Hell, and they're just gonna back off.
Yeah, MMR Hell, the decision to channel the tribute was part of the reason, really, why Kel died. But at this point, like, being able to trade one person for an altar is pretty good.
Yeah, the death timers are still low enough that it's not really a big deal to lose him, and another 4 shots, that's pretty decent. They are going to have to be careful, though, because the level deficit is growing, and they are still about a level behind. And that's going to really matter once those 13 talents hit.
Yeah, at this point, there is potentially a timing window where Lester P. Beersons hits 13. Wow, in the top lane, Thrall just barely missing that Feral Spirit. And Jaina also wants a piece of Zagara, but doesn't get it.
Zagara has done a good job at keeping enough creep down that she's been able to outrun Thrall when she needs to.
Yeah, no, and that's important in that matchup. Like, if you don't have the creep down, that Thrall will run you down, and the result is a very squished bug, unfortunately, for Zagara.
Anything interesting in our talent choices as Lester P. Beersons grabs this camp on top?
Mostly a Frostbolt build coming out from Jaina, Chain Lightning build coming out from Thrall, and they actually hit 13 right now. So this is actually not that bad for MMR Hell, because altars are not yet up. They may come up in a moment, but they should have time to soak in any case.
Yeah, that's just good timing, lucky timing for them. And you can see, I mean, they're really focusing. They just got some towers down bottom. It's good XP, and they're going to hit 13 anytime.
Yeah, and oh wow, in the middle lane, Kael just completely oblivious gets rotated onto, and this is a really bad time to lose Kael'thas. Now they are going to have to fight for their altar, just to hold their altar. Yeah. It's almost inconceivable at this point that they could try to invade.
Tyrande is fairly low, though, but oh no, Zagara gets capped. She does manage to get the Maw out on 2 people. They're ready for him, but beautiful gust by Falstad and a sundering by Thrall to follow that up, and MMR Hell's just going to have to run. Alfurion pops Tranquility, but it's just not going to be enough.
Yeah, they're going to lose both these altars. Despite the overlapping gust sundering, where the sundering hit nothing, it doesn't matter. They were already down a person. The Maw, while hitting 2 people, it didn't secure any kills because they didn't have Kale there for the burst.
Oh,
and
Kale almost did just pop Jaina, though, from almost 100 to nothing. Woo!
I mean, it's the main battle.
He's still got some kick.
No, for sure. I mean, Kale is still a dangerous character. Like, I know he's not first pick material anymore, and sometimes he makes it all the way through the draft, but he is still a dangerous assassin. He hasn't been gimped. And like you can see there, even on Johanna, you can get some decent burst out.
Yeah, because nothing has been done to his Living Bomb, Chain Bomb talents.
Yeah.
So if you're not careful, if you don't spread as a team, that thing can still seriously wreck your back line.
And actually, we see the first sustain talent from Tyrande, which is Overflowing Light, so it's probably just going to rely on that for the majority of her sustaining, that and Shadow Stomp. Oh, need a pause, looks like?
Pause, oh.
Oops.
Yeah, it looks like Hoagie. Yeah, Hoagie disconnected. And so that might have been the Gara death, possibly.
No, Hoagie is actually playing Falstad on
Hoagie
Lester
playing
P.
Falstad?
Yeah.
That's what I get for not bringing up my tab screen.
It's all good. I didn't
I always assume the bot dies. As soon as you see someone disconnect, it's like, jump on the bot!
Oh, apparently they're good. And here we go.
Hoagie is safe and sound, guys.
Yeah, Hoagie's okay.
Don't freak out. Good.
Anytime you're ready, Mothman. There we go. There we go. The Mothman, he has his own schedule.
He does. It's all good. So, Lester P. Beersons moving closer to that coveted 16 talents, and they're going to hit it again, almost a full level ahead, and there's going to be altar spawning soon.
Yeah, they managed, they managed to even that altar gap, even though they lost a couple early in situations where they probably could have engaged fully and gotten them, like with the Lunara. So now they're in a position where they're about to hit 16, they're on even core health, and we have 2 altars spawning.
And
so
only
this is
that,
a possibility for a big swing.
2 Merc camps pushing. They did just manage to grab the Merc camp at the top and the bottom, and both of those altars are spawning top right now. So we'll probably see some significant damage down onto that fort at the bottom.
Yeah, and it looks like MMR Hell's just, they have to let the Merc camp go. They're fighting over the altar at this point. So Lester P. Beersons channeling their own. It looks like they're actually willing to trade. They're not making any attempt to stop. Oh, but now they're posturing a little bit more aggressively, maybe looking for an owl.
Yeah, and the owl did just go out. Didn't really do a ton of anything. I think they're like, okay, we're ahead right now. We can split this, but that does bring it to 24-24.
Yeah, so there was a window for Lester P. Beersons to engage there and maybe push their advantage, but they weren't able to capitalize on that having that extra talent. So now it's actually a pretty even game.
Yeah,
it's like slightly ahead on XP, core health exactly the same, towers are exactly the same position. So
Phoenix does come out to zone Lester P. Beersons away from the top lane. Nice gravity last by Kael'thas. A lot of damage going out onto Johanna, actually. And I love that Tyrande got Ranger.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
huge.
No. So much going on. The Maw comes out but doesn't actually get anybody. Johanna taking so much damage. Tyrande blows up with a beautiful chain bomb. And now MMR Hell is on the offensive.
Yeah, it almost looked like they might get nothing out of that flank, which was tragic. And now Jaina gets engaged on the snowball next and just blown up between Zagara and Lunara, just completely blown up.
Jaina might have thought that flank was a good idea until she realized that she couldn't go anywhere and none of her team was there.
Yeah, and she did not pick up either Icy Veins or Ice Block at 13. She has Stormfront, which is the Blizzard cast range talent. So yeah, she might have been a bit closer than she needed. Falstad comes in, drops the Gust, and it looks like MMR Hell may just back away from this now.
Yeah,
They're
maybe.
they're thinking about it.
They really want that tower. It's super low, and that's an extra tower shot, but no, they do decide to rotate down.
Actually, Zagara's gonna go up and get it.
Oh, sneaky Zagara.
And meanwhile, I guess MMR Hell probably just wants to stall out these altars until Zagara can get down here.
Yep.
Be swift.
We have Lunara Falstad again at the bottom.
But Murden is down here as well. Stun goes out onto Falstad. He already used his barrel roll, and he goes down very quickly. Bottom altar is going to go to MMR Hell.
For the moment, MMR Hell just needs to stall this middle altar. Sunring goes out, stuns both. No damage follow-up, though. Murden pressuring Jaina in the back line. There's
Beautiful use of Phoenix, though, to zone that out for several seconds while everybody came back down.
The Owl actually interrupted the channel, but they're just trying to zone them back far enough, and at this point it looks like it's going to happen.
No.
Mog goes down.
Oh,
It's
no.
really just going to try and secure a kill here, but I don't even think they're going to get it. No, they're not. So
It's
Maw is now on
Johanna.
cooldown. Yeah, it's just... I mean, the
so
Maw
hard to kill her.
wasn't really needed for zoning. And
I honestly don't think so. If they had been able to secure that kill, I think it would have been worth it. But they had already finished the channel on the altar, so it was almost just a little much.
yeah, so that is a long cooldown, so we're going to see
Ooh.
that one for a while. And yeah, that
That owl
yeah.
is chunking things. Uh-oh, Zagara is getting caught by Thrall, getting super low, and yeah, she's not gonna survive. Malfurion thought about going to help, but then thought better of it.
So now we have MMR Hell in a great position. They are ahead on XP. Yes, they're down right now. They're down one member of their team, but they're ahead on XP. They're ahead on core damage, and Falside is forced to go to the top and clear out this fort. So
Yeah.
really, that investment from Zagara has paid off. Because even
has.
though she's dead right now, they couldn't push their advantage. They needed to clear that fort.
But I mean, all that they've done, they've basically evened the levels out perfectly, which is exactly what they could have hoped to do. Teams are going to have to be super careful now. They can't afford to let people die like that Zagara did, just getting caught out like that. Sundering goes down, only ends up hitting Muradin, and it looks like they'll probably be able to push these guys off the fort.
Yeah, they're persistent, just trying to maybe force an overextension here. Burden gets hit by the Lunar Flare. Kale comes in with the flank.
Oh, no.
But wow, he is way out of position.
Yes.
Manages to just sneak away. And Murden now pushing Thrall off.
He did get that arcane barrier, though, so he was smart, popped that thing to stop a lot of that initial burst damage, but I was a little scared for him. That was quite the flank from a mage.
I was very scared for him as well. I thought for sure that Thrall was going to basically just ruin him, but that did not happen. We have 3 altars spawning now. Lunar's going to get the mid for free. Meanwhile, in the top, Murden is just trying to zone the enemy team.
Lots of damage going out onto Jaina, and without that ice block, she is super vulnerable. Maw goes out, kills Jaina while inside. Thrall looks like he will be able to get away.
Like all the others.
But
Wow, and MMR Hell seconds away from 20 as well. So
yeah.
Falstad flies around behind, tries to cancel, but does not succeed at doing so. So
Yeah.
now Lester P. Beerson's in a really rough spot.
Yeah, very well played by MMR Hell. Oh no, Kael'thas taking so much damage, he bolts! The Sundering comes out. Shadow Shock goes down for the heal, and now MMR Hell is actually on the run.
Yeah, they're just trying to disengage at this point. The huge Sundering from Yang Drew, basically.
Oh, beautiful
turned the
Feral Spirit by Thrall. Nice Stormbolt by Murden as well to pretty much say, nope, not going to be able to continue on that chase.
Yeah, and honestly, MMR Hell was lucky to get out of that fight, as they did. Like a huge Sundering from Thrall. Like,
Oh, yeah.
it looked really bad for a moment there. It looked like they might turn it around. There was a Storm Shield that came out from Malfurion, which actually got a lot of mileage. So good on him for using that effectively. And that Owl! Oh, so much damage to Lunar and Muradin.
Oh my gosh.
It's really starting to get unbearable. Meanwhile, Lester P. Beerson's in the top. They actually capture a Merc camp at exactly the same time.
Lester,
wanna put-
I don't know what the gust was. I think that might have been a little bit of a misclick by Falstad, but they are going to push this top fort real hard.
He's just trying to clear the air after that last engage, I think, for his
Yeah,
team.
you know.
Yeah.
Jaina did pick up Bolt of the Storm. Probably a really good call by her, seeing as she doesn't have Ice Block.
Yeah, no, and Falstad flying all the way to the bottom here, trying to sniff out maybe a Merc camp.
Oh no, Jaina! Oh, Jaina, Stormbolt just missing. Phoenix goes down, a big maw, but only Johanna. I don't think they're going to get much out of this.
Yeah, and she actually probably will. Oh no, actually, the Stormbolt connects.
Oh,
Indestructible.
Unstoppable, yeah.
Wow, that was
unstoppable, indestructible.
That was very good mileage for that talent, which sometimes just gets wasted, but did save her life, and in time to contest an altar potentially. So that's pretty good. Falstad flies out with Epic Mount.
I love Epic Mount so much.
And the Gust really not doing a ton there.
Oh, but Malfurion getting destroyed. So much damage. Kael'thas goes down as well. Falstad is killed in the meantime. And the chain bombs did work. The back line is extremely hurt. Lunara ends up killing off Jaina, and I think MMR Hell is going to have to give this one up.
Yeah, they're so low. Like you said, the chain bombs did get a good amount of mileage, but in the end, not enough. Tyrande also took Storm Shield, and again, some good mileage from it, which is good. It's a very strong talent, but it's all about when you use it, because it's a low duration shield. It's only 3 seconds, but well done by her. It's going to be a key part of her kit in team fights, so well done.
I'm really excited to see some Epic Mount plays.
Yeah,
I absolutely love Epic Mount. You can pull off some really, really cool stuff, whether it be escapes or jumping behind the enemy team, using a gust in a strategic way. MMR Hell does manage to grab their fort back, 15-6. So MMR Hell still has the advantage. They've got quite a few tower altars they can really give up before they're really in big trouble.
And I mean, if we see a 3 altar spawn, it's going to be really, really dangerous for Lester P. Beersons. So, meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Zagara gets engaged on by Thrall. Lunar Flare goes down, and that is the dead Zagara.
Zagara seemed to be just a little ahead of her team almost this entire game. And she doesn't have a lot of creep down, so she's not getting that movement bonus when she needs to get away.
Yeah, she's looking for the maw, right? Like, she's trying to come in off lane and hit a huge maw. If you can't see this guard, it's harder to dodge, but unfortunately, in that case, it ended up with her dying. And Falstad pushing
it's a super risky move to do that, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Jaina has Bolt of the Storm. Zagara also has Bolt of the Storm. But, like, in that case, there's just no chance to get away. So.
And here's that 3 altar spawn. Lester P. Beersons really wants this middle fort, which would bring them to 6.
Yeah, this is actually a good move. They know where the enemy team is, in all cases, because Lunara's bottom. So they knew that they could push in and get that, which is good. Lunara's going to finish up that fort bottom, it looks like. No, she's not. Wow, she actually abandons it. So now we have aggressive positioning from Lester P. Beersons.
Fortunately, Johanna not quite at full health, but they're just going to kind of postulate around this. Falstad flies down, but Lunara is going to contest that.
Yeah, and so now Lester P. Beersons picked up their altar. They're still trying to delay this one. Malfurion gets it. Sundering goes
only
down.
2 shots. Maw goes down, but misses completely. So much damage onto Zagara, has to bolt out. But this chain bomb doing work.
And in the bottom lane, Falstad just won that fight around the 1v1 against Lunara. So they're going to get that altar as well, which is going to make it 4-3.
Wow.
In favor of Lester P. Beersons. This game has been back and forth, TB.
Oh my gosh.
This is what I love about this map.
Oh no, Mothman! Mothman, no!
Oh,
very unfortunate timing from Mothman.
So here's the problem, TBK. Either of these teams gets the boss, they win the game.
Yes.
And
Thrall is about to die. Great gust by Falstad to disengage that. But like you said, both teams are within a boss kill of winning or losing.
Wow. This is going to be a thrilling conclusion of the game.
Oh my gosh. Everyone's postulating around the boss. They're just like, should we? Shouldn't we? Where's Tyrande? Where's Lunara? Just kind of waiting.
Thrall just went back, and I don't know if this is going to be an error that ends the game, because if MMR Hell sniffs this out, it's going to mean that they get this boss. But for the moment, Johanna just trying to look threatening. Zagara is going to have her minions tank the boss. Johanna goes in, and the rest of her team is behind her. Thrall's back now, so this can go down.
Yeah, Phoenix went out to kind of zone. Kevlar taking serious amounts of damage. He has to pop Avatar. Tranquility goes down, and they've stopped the boss again, and it's regen.
Oh wow, I mean this is such a clutch moment where both teams are forced to basically engage around the boss. Now MMR held back on it.
Oh no! Kael'thas deleted. Jaina did get caught in the maw, but there's no one close to follow up.
And MMR Hell's just trying to get out with their lives. Malfurion is killed by the boss. Meanwhile, Murden just trying to zone, but he's gonna die as well.
And now Lester P. Beersons, a boss at 1/3 health. This is horrible for MMR Hell, but the altars have spawned too!
Oh wow. This is really dangerous for both teams because if MMR Hell could get anything, they get it before the enemy, they could win. Johanna just channeling that tribute. Lunara goes down, and that's going to be game.
Yeah. Falstad, and this was where Falstad had a huge advantage here, because as soon as he saw those altars spawn, he knew that all of MMR Hell was up top. He flew straight down to that bottom altar and was ready for it. And
yeah,
he had the advantage before any of the others could have made it, and all Lester P. Beersons had to do is just hold him off.
Yeah, what a great conclusion to that game. I wish it would have ended with a boss for either team, just because of how close it was. But ultimately, when MMR Hell started to lose people, it was at that point that, if an altar comes up, we can't fight for it. So, just a really unfortunate situation, but what a finish.
Yeah, that was an absolutely amazing finish. And I mean, I think MMR Hell did what they had to do to try and make that happen. They just couldn't quite get the boss down. And let's be honest, the Towers of Doom Headless Horseman boss hits super hard, and Murden was not the one taking a lot of that damage.
No,
and
Murden.
That's why Malfurion died.
Murden was trying to give his team a chance to finish the boss. And like you said, Malfurion took so much damage from the boss, and it looked for one moment like he might get away. Unfortunately, there was like a last little auto attack that killed him. Had that not happened, it's possible they could have tried to force it, but I mean, it was so close.
Yeah. No, like, huge congrats to both teams. I mean, both teams played absolutely fantastic games. Lester P. Beerson's actually doing really, really well with just a solo Tyrande healer.
Yeah, and you know what? What I like about this build is that Overflowing Light was taken. This is a great talent because it's like basically flat 30%, as long as you're above 50% health on your heal. And in addition to that, you have obviously the heal from Shadowstalk, and we have Storm Shield at 20. So you're not going fully into the healing talents, but you're getting enough that you can basically prevent damage to your team.
Mm-hmm.
And I like this decision. Tyrande also got a good amount of mileage from the owl.
Oh, yeah. That owl was doing some work. I mean, on those squishies, like Kael'thas, Zagara, I mean, there was a lot of squishies on MMR Hell's side. Kael'thas, Zagara, Lunara, those owls at full range were chunking them for a good third of their health.
One thing that I didn't realize about this map until I saw this build come out from Tyrande is that in a lot of cases it's very obvious where the enemy team is.
Yeah.
If you have equal towers on both sides and there's a camp up, they're probably doing the camp if you can't see them. And Tyrande was able to actually apply substantial pressure from across the map with that owl just by using common sense and saying, hey, I know that they must be here. So it was really entertaining to watch, but painful at times to see like over half of Lunara's health lost to an owl.
Oh, I know. I don't think she sent anybody to Hogwarts, though.
Nobody. I didn't see anyone who got the invitation to Hogwarts, but
I was a little disappointed by that because, honestly, those are literally some of the most satisfying kills that you can get in this game. Just owl kills.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Well,